What's ups? I'm Demetrius Moppins, alias Michi. Happy New Year, and welcome to the introduction to my new show, which will be on YouTube. And for those of you who are my posse on LouisvilleMojo.com, it's the R&B old school LP album review. Now, let me tell you about my late father's collections. You know, he passed away on August 27th of 2007 at the age of 57, and he had kidney problems for the last 7.5 years, so he had to go to dialysis. And it's a pretty big shock to me that he passed away, but at the same time he's in a better place than he is now. And I hope he's looking at me, looking through these old school records from the 70s and the early 80s. And for me, myself, I'm an old school aficionado. I like old school. You got some groups like Mass Production, Brass Construction, Shalimar, Lakeside, The Whispers, Starpoint, Unlimited Touch, LTD, and some of the one-name artists, Prince, old school Prince, Tina Marie, Patti LaBelle, what's that guy, Duke of Earl, Gene Chandler, Stephanie Mills, Ashford and Simpson, Chic, all the other big names that I can't name. And this is just an introduction to old school music. Because to this day, I still listen to old school music, even on my iPod. Because, it takes you back when music was really good. Say, for example, I was born in 1980. At that time, the music was good during that year. 1980 had a lot of R&B hits, lots of music. Thinking that we're still a little bit in the disco area, but to me, disco still rocks. For those of you who said disco sucks, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And so, this is why I'm doing the show, is because to show people what old school is really about and everything. So I got made this black shirt that I got. I wore it to the New Year's Eve party, by the way. Got me this purple hat, these pimp hat that I wore to Halloween at the club one day. And I got, if I can recall, got over 50 albums in my dad's collection. My dad also had some 8 tracks too, but I think he threw them away. And 8 tracks, they're alright, but it's a little worser than cassettes, because with cassettes, you hit play, rewind, fast forward, and all that stuff. With an 8-track, you can't even do that. But now, today, you got CDs, you got downloaded music, you got iTunes, all that stuff. Now compare that to the 70s and 80s, where you got cassettes, 8 tracks, LPs. And even though compact discs were invented by 1979, You know, people still listen, jamming to old school with their record player or an 8-track. So this show is all about old school. If you want to learn about old school, you got me. Because coincidentally, I give a damn about old school. I really give a damn about old school. Because it's one of my favorites. And the club that I go to, I can't mention the name, they play some old school sometimes. And, you know, it's a lot of fun. So if you like old school, this is the show for you. It's called the R&B Old School LP Album Review. And every week I will review a record from my father's collection and talk about the group a little bit, talk about the songs a little bit, and then tell you about the charting position. So, if you want to learn a little bit about the artists of old school, be sure to tune in to the old school R&B LP album review every week. And it's going to come on YouTube. And those of you on LouisvilleMojo.com, especially in my posse, you know, you'll be on that site too. So come check it out. And the first album review that I'm going to do, it features a group. One of 3 members. One of the members, actually 2 of the members, went solo. But one is best remembered for teaching Michael Jackson the moonwalk. If you know what group I'm talking about, it's a guy who went solo and a female who also went solo, even for the better. If you know what group I'm talking about, you have to tune into my very first episode. Alright? That's my introduction. Hope to see you on the first episode. Hopefully I get a lot of views on it too. Alright? Peace out.